This video was sponsored by PowerCircle Clothing and Headbusters Food Company in association with Cookup Unlimited.
Cookup!
This is a story about a place you never read about in the papers, or never read about in your history books, or never see it broadcasted across your TV screen until now. I spent the great part of my life in this little village that stretches over 1.5 miles. A place where my roots are deep. A place where my family namesake has a place in both tradition and history. A place where everybody knows your name, background, and origin. It's the home of the pathways, mud, and no lights. A village full of pride. When it's time to come together, you see a village united strong as an army of one. This is a place we call the Mud. Now, before we start this journey, we got to go back to the beginning, to how this whole idea came about.
Money, 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 money.
I spend a lot of money. I get a lot of cash.
Cash, 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 cash.
You haters looking funny. I'm getting rich so fast. I done came up.
Yeah.
Nigga, I done came up.
Yeah.
I done came up. Broke bitch, I done came up.
June 13th, 2013. Crybaby Fresh. Crybaby Fresh's I Done Came Up was the first music video I ever shot in Robbins. It was this day where it all began. It was at this time I was introduced to the Muddville movement. I get a call from Crybaby Fresh. They tell me, yo, what's up, bro? I need you, man. I need you for this video. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, yeah, cool. So we talk over, we negotiate or whatever we had to negotiate at the time. So we set the date for Thursday. It's been a minute since I've been to the hood at that time. So it was cool, every now and then when I'm in the neighborhood, when I'm on that side of town, I always kind of breeze through the hood. Really don't make too many stops, but I just kind of breeze through. So this was a perfect time to catch up with some old friends, pull up on all the guys or whatever. So, and off to the races we went.
We got camera phones and cannons and all kind of shit. I'll get into them. TFE TV. This is the Muddville movement. This like a home away from home. Shouts out to Lid Mill. Shouts out to the old project, new project, Fifth, everywhere.
9 to 7 the train.
Name ring bell, 135th to the 9.
At the time, I didn't know nothing about no Muddville movement and nothing like that, let alone all these rappers coming out the woodwork. Now, I knew about a few of them, you know what I'm saying? I knew Crybaby rapped, I knew Cochise. I heard about Nick at the time. I never heard Nick at the time, but my cousin would tell me about Nick Dope. Strangely, that's his name.
The Muddville movement started about he was doing these little I want to say showcases at the Elks in Robbins, you know what I'm saying? Set up by the twins and shit.
All day. Muddville, bitch. Robbins in this bitch. We about to send it up. Yeah.
We was doing these showcases up there, and you see all these motherfuckers coming out rapping and shit out the woodwork. You never knew that fucking rap before. Who the fuck is? And they hot. And damn, we got a whole movement and shit of niggas right here in our little town. You know what I'm saying? So why not put us all together and come up with this Muddville movement that's just gonna straight destroy niggas? You know what I'm saying? We got niggas that's straight hard with this rap shit, man. Really not even rappers, straight trappers, straight in the streets. In this bitch, fuck around with it. Come up every day. Come up every motherfucking day. Knee had a tree had, goddammit. You understand me? And nigga, I got a rusty knee right now. Nigga, check me out. I got a rusty knee, nigga, goddammit. It's real in the field, man.
What up?
It's real in the fucking field. We out here, Muddville.
Motherfucking boy Coach Cheese, man, we out here. Muddville crazy, man. Catch one to the motherfucking head fucking around.
It feel good to be a real nigga right now. Later on, everybody coming out to fuck with me. Tomorrow, everybody coming out to Adriana's to fuck with me. It's gonna be a real epic event for you, boy. Not only me, but all the artists from Muddville that's coming out and doing some shit. It's like the sun finally shining on our little town. With that being said,
Let's get it.
Go back to the night of Adriana's, know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man's Bird, TFE, know what I'm saying? This is another big play into the music shit of what, like, my journey too with this shit. I'm still, you know what I'm saying, working and grinding. We went up there with Crybaby had a show. Now, we all performed and shit, but Crybaby had, you know what I'm saying, did the Came Up shit. That's when Bird shit came and shot the video, you know what I'm saying, for Came Up. So we all went up there and shit back to that. Like, yeah, me and bro locked in, you know what I'm saying? So he just been shooting everything, you know what I'm saying, all my videos, you know what I'm saying? He shot all my shit, basically. But that really, like, Bird shot all my shit after that. So that's what I've been locked in with. And I was like 2012, so me and bro been locked in for a minute.
At this point, I kind of got my feet wet with the videography at the time. You know, I got a few videos in. You know, I'm still just starting to get better. At this time, I kind of upgraded my camera. I kind of learned a few tricks along the way. We get there, we go over a few things, so they get set up. Everybody got these shirts on, right? When I pull up, I see everybody with different colored t-shirts on. Everybody got red, green, black, all these different colors. And now on the front of the shirt, you hit the words, I done came up on the front of the shirt, which by the way was the name of the song. So obviously back then, everybody was trying to get their campaign together. Just like any other, you know, promotion, everybody, like the whole hood hit the shirts. So a gang of people, everybody showed up with the shirts. What I didn't know was, at the time, because I'm in the moment, outside of the people I knew that rap, some of the rappers showed up, people pulling up. They had the grill going, people started pulling up, showing up. Some of the footage we kind of left out in the video. Looking back on it, I'm like, yeah. You probably like, dang, I could have did better. I could have snapped harder, but at the time, it was lit.
You did. EMG on the block, that's us. Central Park, yeah. About that bread stacking up big bucks. Shout out to Buck B now, Street Fast now.
My nigga Buck B
now. G-Nutty, I see y'all.
Y'all be tuned. Make sure y'all go ahead. Make sure y'all come to Adriana's tomorrow night. But it won't be tomorrow night when you see this shit, but come out anyway.
R.I.P. all my niggas who lost in the mud. All of them. R.I.P. Bibbs, R.I.P. G.1. All my niggas couldn't be here, man. We doing this shit for y'all.
So I heard this song for the first time, and I'm like, man, this song actually kind of hard. It sound like a single. So he had, this time, Crybaby had 2 songs in the hood, hottest songs in the hood, in my opinion, because these songs kind of had the momentum going, and that was, I Done Came Up, and Made Me Mad. While shooting the video, I'm talking and networking with everybody, and what I didn't know was everybody just kind of like checking me out, how I operate. How I'm be shooting this video. So I'm in video mode. At this time, I'm not thinking about no Muddville documentary. I'm not thinking about none of that. This is just literally how it kicked off.
Got myself against the wall, I hand on my gun. The devil keep approaching, so I'm staying on the run. Living my life influence me, I need to slow it down. So many fits on that liquor, I think I'm finna drown. So many homies in the past, ain't around now. They was living on the edge and got pushed down. I done cracked 100 tears, shot 100 rounds. Put my niggas on the ground and fly down.
So, you know, we having a good time. So a kid comes up with a I guess it was a handy, he comes up with a camera. He shoots a quick interview with Crybaby, so it's a lot of stuff going on.
Right here in the room on the bed, he ain't got to have no good clothes. So this where it all started at, right up in here. He gonna do a scene for this video I done came up in your room. You ain't got to do it today. If you want to do something, in your room, chilling in the bed. You let them know this is where I started at. And then we'll shoot it. And if somebody else did, I probably might be nice video.
I done came up. God damn it.
So I'm looking like, man, it's kind of cool, man. I would have never expected nothing like this in Robbins to be going on right now. So the way my approach to videos, I was hungry. So, and I was out, you know, I was trying to really get out here and show my work. So I would, man, hook all the guys up with video, you know, because, you know, videos ain't cheap. So I was plugging all the guys at the time. My thing was, okay, I'm a guinea pig to guys so I can show my work.
See, I've been out here struggling, working this graveyard. On the block every day, trying to get it all. These niggas standing in my way, and I ain't hearing none. But if I let this cannon swing, please forgive your son. Forgive your son.
gonna get it.
He came here. He went right out with him.
Come understand my mother.
Hey, Mars getting something to eat. Say your mama, she getting something to eat. Yeah, G.
Go ahead and get fucked up.
Motherfucker wanna fuck with a G. Coming out that Muddville with that blood spill, where I'm on the roof with a silencer and I shoot to kill. I'm smoking on the cushion, I'm drinking on the goose. Motherfuckers done made me mad. Talking all the shit about what you gon' do when you see a nigga never do shit with this boot. Now tell me what a motherfucker know about me. Yeah, I'm getting money and I smoke a lot of weed. Shout out to my block, that's the EMG. And shout out to my plug with that crab baby weed. You niggas out here talking about you macking, but you slacking. I catch you niggas lacking and hit you with the macking. Hollow point to the tears backing. I get it cracking. This nigga, I'm about that action. Niggas ain't trapping, you a hoe. I'm a real nigga from the go, just to let you bitches know. Now tell me who the man with the kush, the pills, the dope. Set his ass up and get him both. Killers waiting at your front door. Rush into your crib, everybody lay it down on the floor. Now show me what a safe, what a dope. Or I'ma be a cat back, nigga, kill you and your hoe. God damn it, motherfuckers done made me mad. God damn it, when you made me mad. God damn it, put a pin at the grenade.
I Done Came Up at that time was the hottest song in the hood based off crowd reactions and response.
I think everything about the journey, the fascinating thing about that time was not only the unity, because, you know, like a lot of us, we all grew up together, so everybody know each other. But when you see a community come together the way they did, that was a sight to see, man. And not only that, I started with Crybaby. I kind of handpicked them. When I first started, I said, you know, when I made my journey through the ranks, like once everybody started coming and pulling me to the side, like, we gonna work, bro, this, that, and the third. Again, my journey started with Crybaby Fresh and Rob. So he had two of the hottest songs at the time. which was I Done Came Up, which we shot my very first video in Robbins I shot. Crybaby had a follow-up song titled Made Me Mad. Now when I say the performance was so high energy, it was crazy. The song was high energy and the story behind it was crazy. But you know, we're gonna get into that another time. I Done Came Up was produced by
Radius from the new projects, Robbins, 60472. Did my thing out here, you know, coming up, you know, seeing all type of crazy shit. See, I got him producing, man. I was fucking with my nigga Mills, man. Shout out Mills, you know what I mean? We was going out to his studio when he had lived in Joliet. Watching him, cause we was doing a lot of rapping. Like I was on rapping hard. Rap was my thing, poetry was my thing since I was like 12. You know what I mean? Like doing that shit deep when I was in poetry class and all that shit. Can't get a beat, you know, can't get a beat, can't, you know what I mean, pay for a beat. Motherfuckers out here tripping, motherfuckers everywhere tripping. So instead of trying to jump in a studio, I was like, fuck it. Take some of this little drug money and make my own shit. I mess with everybody, man. You know, shout out my nigga Coach Cheeks. Shout out my nigga Overman, Young Huncho, Solo Cup Game, you know what I mean? Pretty Misses, motherfucking Crybaby, motherfucking shit, Buck V, goddammit, motherfucking man, Swag, Domico Diggs, aka Come Up, whatever y'all wanna call my nigga. A lot of motherfuckers down there, everybody, if you really wanna hear it. Everything, man. The future's over everything, man. I'm trying to get to a certain level that I always dreamed I can get to, and once I get there, I want to surpass that by so much. You know what I mean? Like, as far as me seeing myself in the future, it's me doing this on a grand scale and having everybody that was involved and everybody that want to be involved and, you know what I mean, everybody who had their eye, heart, dealt with this music. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see everybody get right. So my future got to be bright regardless of what's going on with my personal life. This music is gonna take off because I put my heart and my soul into that. You feel what I'm saying? Like shit, when people around me, they get to understanding that, they gravitate towards me and they understand that this music is what it is. Back in the days, you know what I mean, all this selling and standing out all night, that's not what's popping right now. You get tired of watching your motherfucking back. You know what I mean? But when you think about that future, you know everybody gonna shine just as bright as you and make you go harder. It really make you go harder. Like it ain't one person I ain't fucking with. That's the real shit. And when it come down to it, I see everybody blowing the fuck up. Cause we got too much talent out here. The future gonna be, I can't even put it in words. Shout out the whole Muddville, shout out motherfucking TFE. Cause if you ain't fucking with them, you ain't fucking with shit. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Now here's the thing, like all the music that was coming out at that time, they had homegrown rappers, homegrown producers, homegrown everything that the Muddville movement embodied, everything that they done, all came out of the same place. Like, you know, whoever made the beat, the producer was from Robbins, the rappers was from Robbins, the promoters was from Robbins, everything was from Robbins. So it was literally the Muddville movement. A few people, like during my research and talking to everybody, a few names came up that I gotta mention. Earth was one of the guys that was instrumental behind the Muddville movement at the time. Who produced I Done Came Up was a producer by the name of Radius on the beat. Alright, Radius did a lot. It's a few producers within Robbins. A few producers that I could think of off the top in Robbins that I know of that kind of created the soundtrack per se. You had Mr. F, aka Gangsta Beats.
Other than that, man,
Gangsta Beats is in the building.
aka Gangsta Beats. But hottest producer in the city. I stand on that shit. Them niggas know who it is.
There's probably a few more. There's so many rappers and so many names that you can actually mention. We just don't have the time to do so. This is where my journey started. You know, all these things started happening around that time. Like after the show, all these things started happening. Like it was some people that's no longer with us right now that would actually participate in the show. We definitely gonna salute all our peoples. And you know, we always give love and we always show remembrance to our soldiers, to our fallen soldiers. So rest in peace to all our fallen soldiers that lost their life during this peace. It's a lot of people that's in this peace that got incarcerated or currently incarcerated, or as these things started to happen. I was thinking about my grandmother. My grandmother was one of those people that she fed the homeless. She went to church every Sunday, and no matter what, she fed the homeless every week. Every single week, she would make a big pot of something to take down to the church and feed the homeless every week. Whether she was sick, whether she didn't feel her best, she would get up every morning and make a pot of beans, some cornbread, some comfort food for the homeless, and go down there and feed them faithfully every week. And my grandmother taught me a couple things, man. She taught me so much. I had my grandmother for 12 years before she made her transition. And what she taught me was how to love, how to help, you know, how to help your fellow man, how to help your fellow neighbor. You know what I mean? Just learning how to have a heart, how to give. So when she passed, then I thought about this. You know, I'm in a new journey. You know, originally I was an artist. So in my journey, I decided that, you know, now that I'm making this journey into the film, my film journey, now that I'm going into my film journey, I said, well, how can I honor my grandmother? And how can I do something that's impactful in the community? How can I do something that's meaningful? Something that's meaningful to me, something I can bring the community together and have everybody be a part of. You know what I mean? And before I know it, I started creating the Muddville documentary. And then that led on to where we at now.
If it ain't about this, bro, I ain't hearing nothing else.
That's why I kind of...
And if them niggas ain't on this team, even though they doing their own thing, but if they ain't rocking with us, solid, fuck.
That's why I slowed down, bro. You know, I'm sitting over there on the beach, though.
Cause it's guys like y'all that's really making the way for it. You dig? Y'all behind the camera. Fact. See, it ain't all about the niggas that's doing the music, it's about you niggas that's putting this shit together, real talk.
Yeah, it's a little more than that.
So that's why I tell them, that's why I tell my little brother, you gotta pay homage to the motherfuckers that's making you look good, making you shine.
Man, what's understood ain't got to be explained.
You dig? But see,
that's a real shit.
But see, he that type of nigga. He that type of nigga. He cut from the cloth. He know that.
It's a lot of artists in Chicago.
I give my number love to you guys that's behind the cameras making a difference, man. You know what I mean? Cause without y'all, bro, this shit ain't going nowhere.
That ain't what it's about, man. It's about helping.
Man, if you pay homage to the game.
It's my little brother.
The game gonna pay homage to you.